Hi, my name is Carlos Reyes, and I'm so excited to be able to be part of this great event and play some tunes for you. When George and Mary told me about what the Cristo Rey Academy does, I said, wow, that is great. I've had the fortune of traveling with my music around the world, and I've gotten to see that it's not that easy to educate kids in other parts of the world. And we are so lucky here in the United States that we have those opportunities, just like you guys are doing. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everyone that is participating in this event and the donors and everybody who is just lending a hand. Thank you so much. Thank you to Mary and George for inviting me. And I hope you enjoy my music, and maybe we'll get to meet sometime. My name's Carlos, and here we go. Let's play some music.
Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you out there. We are so glad that you could join us for our very first March 4th virtual fundraising for ICA Cristo Rey Academy. I am very happy to be here. My name is Michelle Griego. My day job, I normally anchor the morning news for KPIX5, but today I am your MC, and I'm so delighted to be here to support ICA Cristo Rey and all of its amazing students. Your support will help them realize their potential, achieve academic success, and be successful in their future careers. They are our future women leaders. Now, I'd like to introduce the co-chairs of the event, who you all know, Liz Dondero and Mary Larson, who have contributed so much of their time and energy to make this event such a success. And Mary and Liz, by the way, they have been working very hard together in their own social bubble. Here they are.
Thank you, Michelle, and we welcome you tonight as our MC. And please know we gratefully appreciate all you do at KPIX for students rising above. This year, ICA Cristo Rey Academy is celebrating resilience, and we're celebrating 11 years as a Cristo Rey school where all of our young women earn a once-in-a-lifetime work experience, where they complete a 4-year college prep education, and where 100% of our young women go on to college. Thank you for joining us this evening as we March 4th, on March 4th, for the next generation of young women leaders.
Thank you, Liz and Michelle. During this program, you will have the opportunity to hear from some of our students and also help us celebrate our 2 honorees. Hannah Gordon, General Counsel of the San Francisco 49ers, will be receiving the Leader in Mission Award. And Mike McCaffrey of McKenna Capital, our longtime corporate work study partner, will be honored as a leader in coeducation. You will also have the opportunity to hear some music from the talented local Bay Area artist Carlos Reyes, who has earned international acclaim. But first, I'm delighted to introduce to you the chair of our board of directors, Kathy Unruh.
Good evening and welcome to our annual March 4th event. 25 years ago, the Cristo Rey program was launched at a single school in South Chicago with an audacious goal: to provide a career-focused college prep education in the Catholic tradition to students with limited economic means. This highly innovative model, still the only one of its kind, had immediate appeal to educators across the country and philanthropists committed to educational reform. That moment marked the launch of a movement, growing in size to 37 schools nationwide. 11 years ago, ICA joined the movement, recognizing an opportunity to bring this unique program to the students it serves and enjoying the distinction as the only all-girls school in the network. With each passing year, we've been building momentum, graduating and sending 702 students to college. Our graduates attribute their successful entry to the workplace post-college to the academic curriculum and participation in the corporate work study program. As one graduate notes, and I quote, "I was empowered and inspired from the success of amazing women in the corporate world." This year, we faced a serious obstacle to that momentum: the impact of the pandemic not only on in-person learning, but the scarcity of jobs, which are a primary source of funding of each student's tuition and a source of critical learning and experience. But, ever resilient, the ICA Cristo Rey community perseveres. We've seen the tenacity of students and their families, intent on keeping their dreams alive, adjusting to new ways of learning, often at great personal sacrifice. Faculty and staff have risen to the moment, developing a successful virtual learning model. As we all know, the emotional toll of the pandemic on students and families is profound. Equally important and impressive has been teacher and staff focus on attending to the emotional needs of every student. Corporate work sponsors and donors have generously stood by us, and we are grateful for that, recognizing that what Cristo Rey does, the students it serves, the role we play in the community has never been more important. We are developing young women, a future generation of women leaders. Our program provides experiences which instill in them the confidence to realize their dreams, their potential, in whatever path they choose. Tonight, you have the opportunity to hear from and be inspired by these young women, as we are every day. Sustaining ICA Cristo Rey is an imperative. It is why we, as board members, do what we do. My thanks to all of you for your unwavering commitment and support, for walking down this path with us. We could not do this without you.
Kathy, thank you. Now here is a reminder of where we were this time last year.
I'm realizing my potential.
I'm realizing my potential. I'm realizing my potential.
I am realizing my potential.
Integrity.
To stick to your morals, even if everyone's against it.
Sisterhood.
Sisterhood.
Walk in and you feel so uncomfortable as a freshman, but as you go through the years, you really realize how much these people care for you.
Spirituality. I was more timid and I didn't have as much initiative. I've gone through a preaching conference. I am able to be more of a leader and also be more caring towards others.
Confident.
Confident.
Once I started attending ICA, they taught me how to learn how to speak up for myself and share my opinions without feeling ashamed.
Optimistic. I see optimism the most in teachers. They truly want to teach us and they truly see a bright future for us.
Tenacity.
Tenacity.
Not giving up. No matter what obstacle there is, just to not give up.
Caring.
Caring.
I always want to make sure that all of my friends here and all of my Spartan sisters are okay.
Vibrant.
Vibrant.
It was my first job and I was working as a receptionist and she was seeing bright things that I've never seen in myself before.
The CWSP program is like life prep.
And my supervisor is talking to me about real estate and about her journey and just giving me an insight.
No matter what my age is, I can do it. It teaches me how to take the initiative when it comes to doing certain tasks.
I see ICA taking me to college.
I definitely want to go to college. The question is where?
I want to study political science and international relations, and maybe minor in English literature.
I see myself graduating with a master's degree, and I see myself becoming a doctor as well.
I plan on becoming a vet.
And that I'm able to work independently.
Because of my teachers here, I might want to become a teacher as well.
My goal is to not only provide for myself and be this strong, independent Filipina that's an inspiration to other many young girls, but the one person who I do hope to inspire is my little sister.
I see myself becoming the first person in my family to graduate college.
I'll be the first person in my family to graduate college.
Everything here at ICA Cristo Rey helped me grow to become the person that I am today.
We've all been in the same journey at school, and so just receiving that support from them has really been truly a great gift because, we're all in this together.
You've just heard from some of the students there. Now I'd like to introduce Sister Diane Aruda, President of ICA Cristo Rey.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining with us tonight to celebrate the students and program of ICA Cristo Rey. For 138 years, we have been educating young women of our community. 1 year ago, pre-COVID-19, 750 guests gathered for our major fundraiser. And 2 days later, we were closed due to the coronavirus. Our young women are a great support to one another. They encourage and motivate one another. That lack of emotional and social support during this time is an additional suffering, particularly for teenage girls. There are many true stories I could share with you tonight, but I chose this one. Last summer, during the pandemic, our families had lost their jobs, and their daughters were concerned about them. And they wanted to try to contribute to the family. So in the spirit of ICA Cristo Rey, they refreshed their resumes and set out to look for employment. And they were successful. They were hired. And they felt so proud to be contributing to their families. It is in that spirit of love and resilience that the sisterhood of ICA Cristo Rey nurtures daily in the lives of our students. Someone who knows of that spirit of sisterhood is our honorary chairwoman for this night, Diane B. Wilsey, fondly referred to as Dee Dee. Last year, we honored Dee Dee with our Leader in Mission Award. She is a dear friend of the Academy who understands and supports our mission. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you Dee Dee Wilsey.
I'm Dee Dee Wilsey, and I am here to celebrate with you the March 4th event of Immaculate Conception Academy, my favorite school. I've been associated with ICA since 1982, when Sister John Martin called and asked me to come out and look at the school. I couldn't believe how wonderful those girls were. I couldn't believe how dedicated the teachers were. And I have been very, very honored to be involved with the school ever since. Never have we needed a school like ICA more than right now. And never have we needed those dedicated people to keep those children involved, stimulated, and wanting to experience single-sex education, which I very much promote. I started in a girls' school in kindergarten. I graduated in 12th grade, and I then went to a college that was called Connecticut College for Women in those days. I think it is the wonderful way for success to be educated by people who understand that women can be powerful, women can be everything that anybody else can be, because in my generation, we weren't told that, but we found it out. And I think it's very, very important, and not to have a competition of boys who would have scared me to death if I'd been in school with one of them. So I very much appreciate what ICA is doing. I think that the Cristo Rey program is a great benefit to those girls to come out with those kind of experiences, and that context is very, very valuable. So I hope we will all continue to support ICA, because everything they do is worth supporting. So I urge you, please be generous, give often, give as much as you can, because today we need this very, very badly.
Dee Dee, thank you. And now I would like to introduce you to someone very special, Jimena Kirk, who is an alumna and also one of our faculty members at ICA Cristo Rey. Jimena will give an update on how our students are navigating through the challenges of this pandemic. There are many. This will also be followed by a video of some of our wonderful students letting you know how they are doing right now.
Good evening. Thank you all for joining us today. It's a pleasure to share with you the journey that teachers and students have had to endure through this pandemic. I hope this story sheds some light on the resilient community of ICA Cristo Rey and the dedication of all of our teachers. On March 5th, 2020, very late at night, teachers and students received an email from our principal letting us know that school will be closed for the next 2 weeks. We thought this was only temporary and that we would be back on campus soon thereafter. None of us could have ever dreamed that this would go on for so long. Once we learned that this would be a long-term shutdown, we started to organize. Teachers were wonderful about sharing resources with each other and working hard to transition to full-time virtual teaching. We learned to pre-record our lessons and post them for our students. We changed our schedule to ensure that students were in a position to be the most successful with the new virtual learning format. And although we made big changes to help our students, we quickly realized that that wasn't enough. At ICA Cristo Rey, we serve students from underserved communities. And it became very clear to all of us that our students and their families were disproportionately affected by the pandemic. Many of our students did not have access to internet, making virtual learning very difficult. Many students' family members lost their jobs, many got sick, and we knew that we had to act. The ICA Cristo Rey community came together to support our students and families during this challenging time. We provided hotspots, food, gift cards, and we continue to send information about different nonprofit organizations that could assist our families with basic necessities, including rent and utilities. In light of all these changes, many of our students' mental health became fragile. The ICA Cristo Rey teachers and staff began to worry about our students. Of course, we wanted them to be in a position to learn. But more importantly, we worried about their health and well-being. We worried about the stress they were feeling in their personal lives and in school. And we decided that our priority had to be the well-being of our students, including physical, mental, and emotional health. Our counselors worked closely with us to provide academic and emotional support so students could end the year healthy and strong. In addition, we made changes to our academic program with our students' mental and emotional health in mind. For example, in an effort to manage Zoom fatigue, our team implemented Zoom holidays at the end of each quarter to allow our students and faculty to disconnect from the world and recharge their energy. I am so grateful that we were able to implement rest days into our schedule, and I'm sure that our students are grateful too. Another area where we have had to adapt is around student activities. Community is one of ICA's 4 pillars and one of our biggest values. We want to allow our students the chance to interact with one another in the form of virtual rallies, class competitions, masses, prayer services, and club activities. This was a very difficult transition at first, but seeing students participate, chat, and interact with our teachers and staff, and most importantly with each other, has been very rewarding. This year has been challenging for all of us, and it has been no different for the ICA Cristo Rey staff, teachers, and greater community. We've had to adapt so many times so quickly. I have not even met my 9th grade students in person. It has been exhausting, to say the least. But if there is something the pandemic has taught us, is that we are resilient. The ICA Cristo Rey community can adapt and adjust in whatever way is necessary to meet the needs of our students, their families, and our greater community. I feel very blessed to work with such an amazing group of people who really give it their all for our students. All of you here today are part of that community. You all play a role in the work that we do to create our future women leaders. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my experience with you and for your continued support.
Hey everyone, it's Karina. I'm a senior now. It's amazing how fast time flies. At the beginning of this pandemic, it was very difficult for me because I'm here at home with my brother and we're both doing school, so you know how that can be. But now things are going great, things are running smoothly, and we're doing good. One thing that I really enjoy about ICA is that during this time, they have been hosting Monday meetings, which they go live on YouTube and they show any news updates, any events, or anything like that. And I appreciate them for doing that, especially because it's a forum for us to focus on something else, and sometimes there are fun events where we get to have fun, and I really, really enjoy those. In other news, I got accepted into 5 colleges, and I am so excited. I am majoring in psychology, and I can't wait to see what's to come next for me.
Hello everyone, my name is Christine and I'm a senior at ICA. The pandemic has certainly affected many of us, and I thought that it was quite interesting to see the difference between online and physical classes. With online classes, I was able to gain a sense of independence for myself. And with physical classes, I thought it was very great to see friends and not accidentally mute myself on calls. As a senior in high school, I have already applied to all the colleges I seem to be interested in, and the ones I heard back from, I have been accepted. So I'm just waiting with anticipation for the ones I haven't heard from yet.
Hi, my name is Kimberly, and I am a senior at ICA, which means that I'm going to be graduating soon, which is super exciting. As for remote school, I'm honestly liking it a little bit despite how different it is compared to before. The only downsides are how I can only see my friends through the whole virtual world, and how the bed is super inviting and it makes me want to sleep all the time. Other than that, this allows me to focus more on my hobbies, like creating music or playing video games and watching anime. Another thing I really love is the support from the faculty and staff at ICA, and how they've been giving us a lot of breaks so that we're not too overloaded. And their continuous help and guide has really been supporting us in this really difficult situation.
See how amazing these students really are. Now a few words from ICA Cristo Rey board member Paul Moen.
Hello out there. My name is Paul Moen, and I'm very proud to be a member of the board of directors of ICA Cristo Rey. I first of all want to thank everyone out there for your support of this event. This virtual showcase of our school, of course, is made necessary by the pandemic. It reminds me that our community gathered almost exactly a year ago for our annual business lunch, none of us knowing the hard road that lay ahead. We have all had an unwelcome lesson in adapting to change. ICA Cristo Rey, however, is a school well suited to weather change. I think of it as one of San Francisco's best kept secrets. It is not the largest nor the most prominent high school in the city, but we could not be more proud of its heritage and unchanging mission, which is to provide a rigorous Catholic education and a moral foundation to allow our graduates to realize their full potential and live lives of purpose and service. ICA Cristo Rey has stood on 24th Street for nearly 140 years, as the city and the Mission District itself have changed many times over. Today it is regrettably the last of breed as an all-girls high school in San Francisco. ICA Cristo Rey is the little school that could and still can. I have a dear relative who attended ICA Cristo Rey in the 1950s, when the Mission District was home to many Irish Catholic families. Today it is, of course, one of the most diverse neighborhoods in the city and serves a very different student population. 98% of our girls are from diverse backgrounds, and we accept only students whose families meet the low-income criteria of the Cristo Rey network. All of our students go on to college, the overwhelming majority as the first in her family to do so. Their years at ICA Cristo Rey, including their unique work-study experiences, position them strongly to succeed. The education for each of our 350 young women is largely funded by our corporate work-study program and from funds that we must raise each year from supporters such as all of you. It is the job of our board of directors to get the word out about this little jewel of a school doing, yes, God's work in the Mission District. We on the board are doing all we can to raise our small but mighty school's profile. And I hope that all of you out there, in some ways, also see yourselves as stakeholders of this San Francisco institution. On behalf of all of our young women, please continue to support our work, and also please help us to spread the word about the importance of keeping this education available to our families from historically underserved communities. Thank you, and be well.
This year, we are pleased to recognize Hannah Gordon as our 2021 Leader in Mission. As a college preparatory that empowers girls from underserved communities to become confident young women able to realize their full potential, we note in Hannah, as others have, a proponent of education and diversity. Hannah Gordon is the Chief Administrative Officer and General Counsel of the San Francisco 49ers, named by NFL.com as one of the most influential women in football. Hannah Gordon is a presidential leadership scholar and was named to Silicon Valley Business Journal's 100 Women of Influence and Corporate Council Diversity Champion. She was recently honored in PureWow's 20 in 20 list, honoring 20 up-and-coming leaders working to better our world. 2 years ago, Hannah came to our school and shared personal stories of her own education and professional experiences, including missteps and the opportunities still available through perseverance. Of her career, she told our students that being a lawyer is magic. You get to advocate for others. You protect and advise. It is for this spirit that we recognize her for her advocacy and passion and name her our 2021 Leader in Mission.
And our students had some very good questions to ask our honoree, Hannah Gordon.
Now, a question for Hannah Gordon. When you visited ICA Cristo Rey, you asked us to look at our differences as strengths. How have you done that?
Karina, first, I'm honored that you remember our time together. I remember it very clearly because my visit to ICA Cristo Rey is emblazoned in my mind, specifically because the young women there are so strong. I think about difference and strength in terms of them being actually the same thing. Our differences are our strengths because it allows us to bring something different and new to the table. And so when I look particularly at being a woman, I think one of the ways in which we've been socialized is to be empathetic to others. And empathy is an important leadership quality, something that all of us can bring to the world that's greatly needed and that makes us able to embrace both difference and strength in a way that strengthens others.
Hi, Miss Gordon. I remember you talking about your pump-up song the last time you visited, and I was wondering what your current pump-up song is, and how do you determine a good pump-up song?
Kimberly, I am hyped that you remember the pump-up song, the walkout song, the pregame song that you're going to listen to on the way to the away game of your life. And so for me right now, I have a lot of pump-up songs, but I will give a shout out to Beyonce's remake of Before I Let Go. I think what makes that a great pump-up song, what makes anything a great pump-up song, is it's a song that makes you feel good. It's a song that makes you want to dance. It's a song that makes you feel like you can do anything, that reminds you that you can do anything, and it has a good beat.
Miss Gordon, in your book, you talked about the team around you. And here at ICA, we think of it as sisterhood. Are there any tips you might have for choosing a team for myself moving forward? Thank you.
Kimberly, you're already a step ahead because you're thinking about intentionally choosing your team. And the sisterhood that you have at ICA Cristo Rey is a powerful team. When you think about how to choose a good team around you, something that I would think about is, what are the qualities of those people? The people that you choose to have around you are a reflection of you. So you want to make sure that when people look at the circle that you've chosen, that you feel proud that they reflect your values. You also want to make sure that they're people who lift you up when you're down, who genuinely celebrate you when you win, and who will hold you accountable.
My question for you, Miss Gordon, is this. Since I'm heading off to college next year, I was wondering if you have any recommendations for things I should interact or participate in, and what has helped you personally and professionally.
Christine, first off, congratulations on going to college next year. That's exciting. You're gonna love college. It's gonna be fun, rewarding, and challenging. It's great that you're already thinking about what should you get involved in. I'll say what helped me personally and professionally was being open to new classes, open to new majors. I would say putting academics first before you choose other things to do is a good idea also, but being open to clubs, activities, and all the people that you're gonna meet.
For those who were at last year's business lunch, you may remember the very engaging student speaker, Karina Montiel. Well, she is here with an update on how things are going for her at Dartmouth College.
Hello everyone, I'm so glad I could be here to give you all a quick update. A lot has happened since I spoke at the event last year. I am currently at Dartmouth College. I am studying computer science. I was on campus during fall, so I was in Hanover, New Hampshire. I was taking math classes, computer science classes. I joined a couple of clubs such as People of Color Outdoors and Women in Computer Science. I have also been taking classes from home for this winter term, but I do plan to go back to school in the spring. I would like to give a quick shout out to McKenna Capital. I loved and enjoyed my time there. Congratulations, Mike McCaffrey, on being awarded at this year's event for being a great co-educator. My time there was definitely very useful by learning time management and just how to be in a collaborative environment. Even within the world of finance, I did learn a lot that applies to my computer science field as well. I think something that is still very relevant in my life that I grabbed from being in ICA Cristo Rey is my skill of time management and also prioritizing my schooling over extracurriculars and other events. I have learned a lot and I plan to continue to study computer science and hopefully speak to you at next year's event. Thank you.
We have another alumna, Veronica, sharing part of her story and the impact of ICA Cristo Rey on her life, even beyond her 4 years of high school.
I started in the public school system. When I began attending ICA, it was like a new world for me. It was not only academically challenging, but it also gave me a different sense of socializing with other people who were similar to me, all girls, and we were all the same age and we were all going through the same struggles. My name is Veronica Calderon. I am from Daly City, California. I attended ICA Cristo Rey from 2007 to 2011, and during that time I started working at Heffernan Insurance Brokers as a high school intern through the Cristo Rey program.
We are a Cristo Rey school with a Dominican tradition. Cristo Rey, you must educate students from low-income families. This is where the Dominican tradition comes in. 100% of our girls go on to college. They must work in a professional environment.
From there, I went to Dominican University, where I received my Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology in 2015. I am currently enrolled at Palo Alto University, and I am in the Master of Arts program, specializing in counseling and marriage and family therapy. That began with ICA. That began with being a 13-year-old girl who had no idea what to do with her life, and now being a young woman and knowing exactly what I want and having all the tools that I need in order to be able to do that.
It takes a community to raise a student. We have our families, we have our faculty and staff, we have our corporate sponsors, and together that's what we do.
It's not just a small school in the mission. They're the biggest support you can have. They're a community that no one can ever compare to. And so I can't picture my life without being a part of that.
When people invest in our school, they're investing in our future leaders.
And now a very exciting part of our program. I'm actually going to do a drawing in this bag right here. Of course, it's an ICA Cristo Rey bag. We have names of sponsors and they will win some awards. So let's get started here. I'm going to pick a name and the first winner will get a $200 gift certificate. That'll go a long way to Frankie's Restaurant at Pier 43 on the Embarcadero in San Francisco. We want to give a shout out to Mike Heffernan, longtime ICA Cristo Rey supporter for that. All right, so the first winner is Dominican Sisters of MSJ Foundation. So congratulations to you, a $200 gift certificate. That is awesome. All right, our next gift, I'm gonna throw these names around a little bit, mix them up a bit. And our next gift is to Little Original Joe's in West Portal, the latest of the Duggins Original Joe's Greatest Establishments. And our lucky winner will have the chance to dine at Mr. Digby's Bar and Restaurant, the new neighborhood spot in Noe Valley. And the winner is James and Mimi Maloney. James and Mimi Maloney. So congratulations to you. Hey, if you want to invite me to dinner with you, that's fine too. Okay, I have another gift here. Let's see. This is a gift where you can enjoy a lot of American comfort food and classic cocktails in a very comfortable, polished setting that's opening in the spring of 2021 with ample outdoor dining. And this award goes to Michael and Margaret McCaffrey. So congratulations to all of our winners. And again, thank you so much for all of your support for ICA Cristo Rey Academy. Right now, I want to introduce Megan Rayleigh, ICA Cristo Rey board member and founder of Optus Capital.
Good evening, and thank you all for joining us tonight in support of ICA Cristo Rey. My name is Megan Chavez Rayleigh, and I am an ICA Cristo Rey board member. I am also the co-founder and CFO of Optus Capital. As a female business owner, I can truly appreciate how valuable mentorship and work experience can be to the next generation of female leaders. Not by coincidence, my first internship in finance and mentor was with Mike McCaffrey at McKenna Capital. Mike's guidance and support through my early career helped me prepare for the realities and many challenges I was faced with early on in financial services. His commitment, as well as our many other work-study partners, are some of the many reasons I choose to commit my time and my capital to ICA Cristo Rey. Diversity in the workplace is essential as we continue to develop sustainable business models. This is a focus area for Optus Capital, and we see our investment in ICA Cristo Rey as a way to help build a more diverse, highly skilled workforce. So tonight I ask, if you are at all in a position to support financially or would like to learn more about our work-study program, please consider being a part of our constant effort to grow and support the next generation of female leaders. Thank you.
And now I would like to introduce Bill Ollinger, former director of our corporate work-study program.
Each year at this event, we honor one corporate partner who embodies the essence of leadership in finding ways to grow their impact and provide diverse opportunities for our students. It is with great pleasure that ICA Cristo Rey presents the 2021 Leadership in Coeducation Award to McKenna Capital and Mike McCaffrey. McKenna Capital has been a key partner with the Corporate Work-Study program for the last 6 years, employing a different senior student worker each year. One of the highlights of working at McKenna is the opportunity to be mentored by Mike McCaffrey and learn valuable insight into the finance and investment industry. Our students have shared many stories of being assigned weekly homework from Mike to read the newspaper and do research on topics he knows will contain important work and life lessons to help our young women succeed in college and beyond. I am sure there are many graduate school students out there who would jump at the opportunity to gain this kind of one-on-one insight from Mike. Our students have also enjoyed the mentorship of their supervisor at McKenna, Katie Lawson. We would like to thank Katie for always pointing our students in the right direction. Please join me in thanking the entire team at McKenna Capital for their outstanding leadership and partnership. We could not do what we do without you.
I am very honored to be receiving the Coeducator of the Year award, and I'm accepting this award on behalf of all of my colleagues at McKenna Capital, but particularly on behalf of my colleague Katie Lawson. Katie has served as mentor to the students who have come through our shop over the last several years. More importantly, Katie is the real energy behind our partnership with ICA, and I wanted to thank Katie personally for getting us involved with ICA. I have to admit that it's a little humbling to be receiving this award, because I think all of us on this in this virtual meeting should be giving ICA an award, giving ICA the accolades. And I say that because we're in a period where there is a lot of concern about gender equity and race equity, and there's a lot of talk about these things. And obviously ICA was well ahead of the curve on this. For many years, ICA has been offering a top-notch college prep educational opportunity to its students, many of whom would not have been able to achieve that kind of an educational opportunity on their own. And ICA has done this and coupled it with a very tangible hands-on work experience, like at McKenna, like at UCSF, many other partners. And I think that is fabulous. I think it is a way that these students will really increase their value to potential employers down the road post-college. I also think it's amazing that ICA has accomplished this in a sustainable way and in a demonstrably successful way. It's my understanding that well over 80% of ICA graduates are the first members of their families to go on to college. So congratulations and thank you to ICA. You should be getting the awards and the accolades. I might take a minute to talk about why we value the opportunity at McKenna Capital to partner with ICA, and it's really two simple things. First, we view this as a very high impact investment in the future of the workforce. And obviously we focus locally, but I think conceptually it's a big idea that can impact our country. And we're grateful for the chance to do that, and we think that we benefit from that either directly or indirectly. And by directly, I mean it would be great if one of these highly competent, energetic young students would come back to McKenna post-college, and maybe we'll see that happen at some point. I view that to be a virtuous circle. Or we might benefit from it more indirectly. That's probably more likely, and by that I mean these students get some skills, some increased confidence at McKenna, which helps them achieve success in whatever field they choose. We certainly believe at our firm that preparing the next generation, whether that's our own partners or the next generation of students, to be productive and be successful in their careers and to be, as a result, happy and fulfilled in their lives. There's nothing more important that we can do. I'd take a minute to talk about how we train the students, and I'll be very brief here, but we don't bring in smart, energetic people to our shop and ask them to sit next to the copy machine or fetch coffee. No, at our shop, you come in, you're a member of our team in every way, and we're trying to run a world-class investment shop. So it's probably the first time that these students have seen macroeconomics and microeconomics, and we sprinkle in some statistics, and we teach them the difference between stocks and bonds and venture capital investments, and then try to have critical thinking as a fundamental part of all of that. And I like to believe after 9 months in our shop, they're a little dangerous. And by that I mean they are not going to be intimidated by what they hear on CNBC. They're not going to be intimidated by what they read in the Wall Street Journal. And, you know, they're going to be thinking critically when that next alert pops up on their phone. They're just not going to believe everything they read in the papers, as the old adage goes. They can think for themselves. Now, I hope that's what they're achieving, but you'd be better off if you want the details to ask Erica or Ajiana or Brianna or Feline or Karina or Luz. Mentioning Luz brings me to my conclusion. I take a personal interest in the students and try to meet with them one-on-one in a tutorial setting, usually about once a week. We discuss topics in finance and in the stock market, bond market, whatever they seem to find interesting, and we try to use it as a, if you will, a teaching moment. And I find that, personally, I find it very gratifying and a lot of fun. And I have not been able, in this Zoom year, I have not been able to do that with Luz, though of course there's still a few months left. And so I remain optimistic, Luz, that we'll be able to get together over the next several months. I say that, though, more to recognize what a difficult year it has been at ICA, and to congratulate the faculty of ICA, the families of ICA, the students of ICA, and particularly the seniors, for progressing and succeeding against a backdrop of very difficult circumstances. And I think getting through this, of course, will make you smarter and tougher. And the other thing I would say is it will get better. But thanks for your effort this year. And again, thank you for this award, and good luck in the future. We hope that our partnership with ICA continues for many years going forward. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Thank you to all of you for joining us this evening and for all your support of this event. It means a great deal to us. And we're so excited to announce that we've raised over $570,000 for our annual fundraising event. And it's hard to believe that we were able to do that in the middle of a pandemic. But it's all thanks to all of you who have supported us. Every donation has made a really big difference. So we really feel the love from all of you and for our students and our school. So I hope you will join us this time next year when we may be able to meet live and in person. And now over to Liz Dondero and Mary Lawson for our final toast. So please have your bubbly ready for the clink of the glasses. Thank you.
Our hearts are filled with gratitude for your generosity.
Let's raise our glasses to ICA Cristo Rey Academy, to our devoted faculty and staff, and to our hardworking students.
And in a very special way, a toast to all of you who have joined us this evening. Thank you for sharing in our mission. And may we continue to march forth for the next generation of young women leaders. Cheers,
Cheers
to ICA Cristo Rey.
On behalf of our families, students, faculty, staff, and teachers at ICA Cristo Rey, we couldn't do what we do without you. Abundant gratitude. God bless you.
Much love to everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. It has truly been an honor, and we really appreciate you joining us. Bye.
Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I hope you have a great evening.
Thank you, students. And of course, we want to send out a very special thanks to Artisan Macaron for generously donating some very delicious treats to our sponsors, and to Hope Patricia Daly Public Relations for her generosity. And of course, we would like to thank all of you out there for joining us this evening. And as a final goodbye, and of course, a musical treat, here is Carlos Reyes.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be my last tune. My name is Carlos Reyes. Thank you so much for supporting this great cause. It makes a big difference to everyone. We hope to see you sometime soon. Have a great year.